Hello, welcome back. FM23 has launched, and we are going to walk you through how best to test your tactics on the very new game using the Premier League. So let's take a look at the new interface. This is my first time ever loading up a save. I haven't walked through this process at all, so let's see how it goes. All right, I guess that's me with some random attire there, but okay, let's start our very first new game. So we'll start a new game. We will choose career mode, and then let's go to the Premier League, or let's just click on advanced setup. This is all very similar so far to how you would set up a testing game in FM22, just some new colors. I'm kind of digging the blue here as well. So, all right, so first things first, we are going to not have this be the selected nation. How do we go back and do that? Oh, change. There we go. We don't want to start as any coach yet. So let's pick a team later. There we go. Hit OK. All right, here we go. Now we can delete some leagues. So we'll delete Major League Soccer, delete the Brazilian League, delete Bundesliga 2, delete the Mexican Expansion League, and delete the Portuguese Second League as well. English Premier League only, major nation. And here we go. Let's disable the first transfer window. I think that is pretty important as well. And other than that, I think we're fine. Small database as well. Let's go ahead and select, instead of the early preseason start time, I understand that this is now behind my camera, you know, professional YouTuber here. But instead go for late 22-23 preseason and click start game. All right. We'll let this set up, and then I'll be back with team selection. All right, I'm back here on the team selection screen, and one of my recommendations is here that you pick two teams to manage. So the first team that I'm going to select to manage is West Ham United. Now, the only thing I ask is, after the first couple simulations that you do with your tactics, make sure you stay with the same teams over and over again. I like taking a high mid-table squad and then a relegation threatened, but maybe not necessarily a relegation favorites squad as well, to kind of evaluate your tactic and how it does in the various teams. Now, if you plan on starting a save and doing most of your saves with big clubs, go ahead and pick a big club then to test your tactic in. There's no reason why you shouldn't do that. For me, I like to take on more of a project save anyway, so I'll take those high mid-table clubs, see if I can get them into the Champions League spaces or at least Europe, and then maybe get a high mid-table finish for one of those relegation threatened clubs as well. So we are going to start with West Ham United as our club for the high mid-table. We're just going to give them basic badges as well. And then I am going to add another head coach as well here. So once again, I'll use my green tie profile. Now let's see. For the club that is maybe relegation threatened, I'm thinking about someone like maybe Everton, who is my favorite club in real life. I know, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry too every day for it. Maybe not Fulham, they're a favorite. Maybe not Leicester, they're kind of more mid-table. Nottingham Forest, they're a favorite to go down. I think it's between Southampton and Everton, honestly, and just because they're my team. But no, they're probably a little too good. Let's go with Southampton. Let's go ahead and pick Southampton here as the relegation threatened club as well. And let's move on and add this head coach as well. So we'll just keep going through the process here. You can usually spam click through these as well, and go ahead and confirm. Now we'll save the game as the West Ham and Southampton test. So I'm going to go ahead and name this file Total Tactics as well, and this file is going to be available for download in the Total Tactics Discord server. So the link to that Discord server is in the description, so make sure you go ahead and join that Discord server, get verified on the server, and then you can also download this exact testing file instead of setting up your own if you want, and you know, get testing as soon as you can. So there we go. Total Tactics, West Ham United and Southampton test. Hit save. Now, one of the things that maybe is a little bit, it takes time and maybe it's being a little bit picky, but go ahead and save game as again and save yourself a backup version of the file, because more than one time I have saved over the original blank testing file, which is never fun, and then go ahead and save game again and name your first test. right? So usually I'd like to put the tactic that I'm going to test in here. And what I'm going to start with, by the way, when I'm trying to build my first tactic for the channel is a 5-2-1-2 test. And so we'll just go ahead and say that this is test number 1. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit save. We'll do the 5-2-1-2 test. And then now that you have your 2 teams, you just install your tactics and test a season. So we have to go ahead and do that still. I haven't built the tactic that I'm going to test, but that's what is your job as well. So once again, you're loading in a tactic. You are then going on vacation. You can do that from the home screen. And when you go on vacation, you're doing it with current match tactics, probably not squad selection because there's enough congestion that you want the assistant manager to have some play. And then you go ahead and choose that end date, you know, the 2023 end date here in late May. We'll just go call it May 31st. You hit set, you go on vacation, let that whole season simulate, and then you can take a look at your results. But it's really that simple, and you can start to build up, you know, either a date like your own spreadsheet or some kind of test, like test note taking, where you'll know what's a good result and what isn't. Maybe West Ham winning the league is a little too ambitious, but West Ham finishing in the top 4, that's when you'll know you have a very good tactic on your hand. Southampton finishing in the Conference League qualifying places, or maybe at least in kind of like 9th, 8th position, then you know you have a pretty good tactic on your hands. And eventually, you know, you might be adjusting those benchmarks and kind of deciding that that's not even good enough for you. So develop those benchmarks, take notes, and get testing on FM23. It's looking like it's going to be a super fun game. I'm really excited to build lots of different tactics and bring those to you here on the channel. And again, make sure you subscribe to the channel, slap a like on this video, let me know what kind of tests you're going to run, join the Discord, get involved. It's just been reorganized for FM23. This file is going to be available there so that you can run your own Southampton and West Ham United tactics tests to start off your FM23 cycle. I'll see you next time on Total Tactics with some of our first tactic testing videos using this database very soon.